Yes, it's Tonga versus Canada, and to be honest, I expect it's not going to be anywhere near the same standard as either the decider between the USA and Japan or the Islander clash in Suva between Fiji and Samoa.
Curiously, this one's on at 4 a.m. our time, so very early Irish time, that is. And it's going to be the other two games are in ANZ Stadium. This game is leading into it, but it's actually going to be in Lauteki Park what's the name of the park? Churchill Park in Lautoka in Fiji. Right. And that, I was just Google Mapsing it, is on the opposite end of Fiji. Couldn't be farther away on the island of Fiji from Suva. That just struck me as very odd. That they would put this sort of curtain raiser on the opposite side of the island. Nobody's going to go to this game.
I doubt anyone would. Like, it's a very tough sell. These two teams have been pretty poor so far.
Nigel Owens is the ref.
Maybe
people will show up to
upsell.
To see Nige.
He'll try his best to keep it free flowing, but if they keep dropping the balls, he's going to have to keep setting scrums.
That's it. Tonga did get obliterated by Japan last week comfortably. The week before against Samoa, they did lead for most of that game, but they had some, questionable attitudes in it, and didn't quite embrace the conditions in the same way that the Samoans did, in my opinion.
Yes,
and they suffered for that. So they have not had a good start to their season. This is a chance to right some wrongs, to get a bit of confidence, and a big pack needs a bit of confidence.
Definitely.
The Canadian team are there for the taking.
They 100% are. The Canadians have nothing really. It's sad to say, because I do respect Canada rugby. I want the Canada team to be good, but they look amateurish. They really do. They're floundering around, and they have no plays. Like that sequence, I was speaking of it, to Fiji's great credit, that sequence of mauls that Canada tried to effect. But it's like, from Canada's perspective, what are they doing? Not only are they rigidly sticking to it, as I said, the definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, but also they were just even in terms of setting up the maul, they wouldn't get the ball to the back. So it was just inviting the
little basic things that you want to see for a tier 2 team to be effective at the World Cup. They need to have a load of basics really well drilled into them.
Things like your offensive line-out maul, your defensive line-out maul,
and
scrum,
just ball transitions,
catch, pass.
Every set piece just drilled into them. So even if we're not at our most skilled, we are always at our most alert and disciplined.
And kickoffs are another one as well. You want to see them switched on for all of those phases, and whenever they're not, or whenever you see a team that isn't, it's a very disappointing sign, because you're just thinking, well, what else do you have to offer? And the answer is nothing, really.
DTH occasionally,
but they're not playing him into any space. They have very, very little shape in their back line.
Not a lot of structure either. The coach, I don't know what he's up to. So to that end, Tonga with the bigger pack,
I expect them to get on top in this one.
They tried their hearts out to get on top up front against the Japanese, and Japanese just being, for small men, so efficient and so domineering in the tackles, so surprisingly dominant in their tackles. But the likes of Fafita and Steve Maffey, they love nothing more than to get over people, than to maraud and to get over people, and Big Ben Tamifuna as well. If they can get that pack rumbling forward, they do start enjoying their footy, and they do start, and
then they start throwing looser passes as well, and all that kind of stuff, and have a bit more fun on the ball. But it all stems from being physically on top. And there's definitely a chance to do that. This Canada pack, even though they sometimes look like they're trying to do a forward-oriented game, they're not actually that imposing as a forward pack
there
at
for
all.
Tonga.
I do expect Tonga to take this. I also expect the quality of rugby to be rather low. Because I just Tonga. I'm hoping that Tonga dominate enough to get a few things off for the sake of the game.
I'd see them just change it up a little bit. I mean, I thought last week Halafanua at fullback just looked like the Japanese really did torture him. But I'd like to see Lolohea get back on the wing and pick more or less their full side and try and score some tries. Because I think this does have we can hark on the poorness of Canada. I mean, there's only so much can be said. For as far as I'm concerned, I'm sort of almost to the point of parking Canada for the next cycle and seeing what they can produce for 2023. But Tonga still can have a successful World Cup if they get a bit of confidence back, get a bit of discipline back, and pick their best side and get it well drilled enough to put in effective forward performances. They're talented enough, they have a big enough pack, that they can compete and they can make interesting things happen.
Sure.
And so to that end, I think it would be important for them to see off this Canadian team with some degree of style, because every try that they've scored so far in this tournament has been quite tight.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see them get that forward work done and then maybe move it to the backs and get a bit of get Lollahay into a bit of space.
See a bit of Tongan ball in hand would be nice, to be honest. They haven't backed themselves to do it against, admittedly, superior teams, both Samoa and Japan. So it's like, if when you're going in as the inferior team, it's tougher to do that. But this is one where I feel like they should be confident of trying a few more things and having them come off, because even if they don't, they probably won't be punished. Odds are, all evidence points to the fact that Canada won't score against you, to be honest. Like, bar you throwing them an intercept in the first half, they're not going to score any tries, because they're just...
until the Peter Nelson hot stepping machine comes at you.
No, says me.
No. So a probable victory for Tonga, and tougher games to come for them, but a very necessary win if they can get it on the board, because they need one going into the pool that they have, obviously. I think they could cause some problems. They beat France in 2011. They could cause France some problems. Could cause Argentina some problems for half a game.
They definitely will not beat England.
They will definitely not lay a glove on England. They'll get hammered by England, but they can forget about that.
Yeah.
And maybe, in a dream come true scenario, they can maybe match the US pack and get a win against them. And I think those are worthy goals.
Yeah.
And I think they're not out of the running for striving towards them. And a positive step would be to get a W in the column.
For sure. Before the PNC is done.
Yeah, that needs to happen.
Get the W. And
but they're playing the All Blacks in a month. That's going to be a bloodbath as well. Not ideal prep, if you ask me. But
truth be told, it's not, because even the All Blacks aren't painting a picture that are similar to what England or France or
demoralise the boys.
Yes, just ahead of the World Cup, we'll just get put in our place. Why? But it'll be a good little pick me up for the All Blacks, probably. But this game I expect to be the least interesting of them. It is a dead rubber in the context of the comp, but it is just another good hit out for both these teams. Tonga with more to play for. Tonga, for sure.
And I'm optimistic that Tonga will get the result and the confidence that they need to kick on and do something at the World Cup.
Hear.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching that video. If you're new here, please like and subscribe down below, and leave a comment as well, because we enjoy the chat and conversation.